Well, hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to another Listen to the Missus podcast. I'm Art Lewis.
I'm Ann Williams.
And coming to you from the studios of WSGW Radio in Saginaw, Michigan, winner of a Crystal Radio Award from the National Association of Broadcasters.
Yeah, we just got it in the house today, too.
Only
the actual award.
Only 10 stations in the country get one, and we are pleased to be a recipient. Lots to talk about today. I've got a number of things. Ann has a number of things and a recipe. Going to start with something, Ann, I know you recognize, because if you've been to the market and looked at beef prices, ouch, they are up. Beef is running very high. Now, there's probably a lot of reasons for that, not the least of which is a number of plants closed down, demand was up, supply down, so prices go up. The question being asked, though, is were those prices manipulated by the beef industry? And the Department of Justice says they are going to investigate the meat packing industry over allegations of manipulated prices. They told this to Politico, and this is an article that was on The Hill. The DOJ investigation will involve top U.S. beef processors. Can you name the four
beef
top
processors?
major beef processors?
Shoot.
I couldn't.
Hormel, would that be one? I don't know.
I looked at the list and I went, really? Because the first name on the list would not conjure up beef.
Okay.
Tyson Foods
Oh, I thought.
is one of the major beef producers in the country. And what are they known
they
for?
just did chicken. Yeah.
Uh-huh, right. A company called JBS, National Beef, and the other one I heard of, Cargill.
Okay.
Those are the four
Does
top
this
companies.
have something to do with the fact they had to close due to quarantining?
Some of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And those companies control, by the way, about 85% of the U.S. market. So that's why there's questions about manipulation of price. Now, obviously, they have closed plants and reopened plants. And the other side of this is, while you and I go to the marketplace and pay top dollar for beef, the ranchers are getting bottom dollar for their cattle. There's no place to put them. When the companies closed down, there was no place to ship the cattle to.
Okay.
So they're getting, and the storage facilities are full up. They're getting absolute rock bottom prices for their cattle, and we're paying top dollar at the store. So the DOJ is going to take a look, and we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens down the road. What you got?
Well, I have a few new products that are going to be coming out that might be fun to try. One that caught my eye was something called Maple Me Crazy Butter. This is from Land O'Lakes, another flavor of butter. They already have a honey butter spread and a cinnamon sugar spread, but this one is made with sweet cream, maple syrup, and brown sugar, and it's in a plastic tub. And just think of some of the ways you could use this flavor. How about on toast? That's obvious. Warm toast. What about a stack of pancakes, though? Or waffles.
And you wouldn't have to put maple syrup on it.
Yeah. And what about maybe some cornbread, like a buttery piece of cornbread?
Stop it, stop
What about a baked sweet potato, if you like sweet potatoes? You're not crazy about them, I know.
I'm not either, not so much.
I like them, but...
Actually, I'm learning to eat them. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they're kind of good for you. Also, how about maybe some popcorn? Some people think it might
Really?
taste good on popcorn.
Sure.
Yeah, but this is something that is apparently in stores right now, but it's limited edition. This honey butter spread and cinnamon sugar spread that Land O'Lakes makes is out there on a regular rotation, but this new stuff, the Maple Me Crazy Butter, is only limited. So if you see some and you want to try it, you should grab it because it's not going to be there forever.
Well, if you eat too much of that and you begin putting on pounds, Western University, and I'm not sure where that is, but Western University, wherever it is, their researchers.
Western Michigan University, I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think this is, I don't know. I do not know. It's just called Western University. They've identified a molecule found in oranges and tangerines. You ready for this?
Yeah.
could hold the key to reversing obesity and regressing plaque buildup in your arteries.
Wow. That's quite a claim.
Head to the store, folks. There's going to be a run on oranges and tangerines. And
So
I
they
like
found
both.
they found something in them that
It's called Nobolitin, and it was given to mice that were fed a high-fat diet, high cholesterol diet. The result was increased leanness and reduced levels of insulin resistance in the Nobolitin-treated mice as compared with those that did not receive Nobolitin. So it was a blind study.
I can see
Blind
them
mice.
maybe developing a drug or something
Well,
supplement or
I-
something to take with this.
Oh, I'm sure somebody would come up with a supplement. But if you can get it by just eating the oranges, why not? That sounds good to me. Mm-hmm. If it works, I'm going to eat a bunch of oranges. I'll let you know.
I need some of that for sure.
Yeah.
I'd be on board with
I don't know
that,
about you, but me for sure.
especially during this quarantine. Many of us are
Yes.
complaining
indeed.
about a little extra eating we've been doing.
Yep.
Well, Walgreens has something on their shelves from Pringles, and I guess Walgreens is the only place you can get it. But Pringles is known for all these different crazy
Sure.
flavors they come up
Yep.
with. They've got a new one, sweet corn Pringles. What do you think?
really?
It's supposed to taste exactly like butter dunked sweet corn on the cob.
Ooh.
And yeah, they say it tastes like it's the flavors of sweet corn and creamy butter are perfectly infused into the chip. And so a Walgreens, that's where you get
Sounds
those. If that
interesting.
sounds good to you.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Why not? There is, face masks are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if you go to eat something, you can't have a face
Gotta
mask
take it
on.
off.
If you go to drink something, you got to take it off. Somebody apparently has created a face mask with a drinking hole where you would insert a straw.
Well, of course.
It's a New Orleans company, and they're creating this mask that has a flap for drinking, and it was designed by somebody named Ellen Macomber. She came up with her flashy mask with a handy-dandy cocktail opening, of course, New Orleans. And so the question is, are they safe? Well,
Yeah, are you sort of taking something away from the effectiveness with that hole there? don't know.
if it has a flap on it and the flap
With a
is
flap.
down,
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess it may not be perfect, but it's probably okay, you know? But we also have to remember that the drops that carry the COVID-19 virus are molecular. They're very small. So, some could get out, I guess, But I would try it. I would definitely try it just because.
Well, here's another menu item coming out at Taco Bell, and this is apparently in stores right now. A new drink they've got called a pineapple whip freeze. They describe it as a tropical vacation in a cup. It is a tropical pineapple flavor whipped together with smooth vanilla ice cream.
Boo.
And it's pineapple freeze base plus a pump of vanilla creamer, finished off with a fruit-inspired green lid. And it is $2.39 for a regular size, $2.59 for a large. But they say at participating Taco Bells, and that's the key, participating. And you'd have to find out if your Taco Bell is participating. But at the drive-through during happier hour, which is from 2 to 5, you apparently can get one for $1. Now, you got to ask if they are participating, but if you could try this pineapple whip freeze if you want to at Taco Bell. It sounds pretty good to me.
All right, I'm going to tease you that a recipe's available, but I'm not going to give you the recipe.
Okay.
Disney has shared the recipe for its kitchen sink sundae that's topped with a whole can of whipped cream.
What?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
It's served at one of their resorts, the Yacht and Beach Club resorts, in the Beaches and Cream Soda Shop. And it also has pieces of churro bites and Mickey Mouse ice cream bars and desserts. And it's so over the top and so delicious and so legendary that only true Disney fans have actually tried them until now. If you go online and put in Disney recipe for kitchen sink sundae, you should come up with a link where you can get the full recipe. But I mean, it's got chocolate sauce, chocolate chips, rainbow sprinkles, all kinds of ice cream. You might have to buy a whole can of whipped cream to be topping it. And it is one of Disney's most beloved desserts. How about that? It's
Well,
designed, by the way, for 4 to 6 people,
Okay.
which
That
helps.
sounds like a whole can of whipped cream. I would think so.
Yeah,
But it sounds delicious.
unless you're really
Don't
hungry.
hear anything bad there, except for the calories.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, all the rage last year was the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Remember, it
Yes,
became a
yes,
really
yes,
big
yes.
deal. Everybody was trying to get them, and they ran out, and everybody was trying to copy them. Well, now KFC, which is they consider themselves
Not to be left behind.
the they're the king of chicken. They are trying their own version of a chicken sandwich to compete with the Popeyes sandwich. But what they're doing is they're making it bigger. They say they want a larger, more premium chicken sandwich. So basically, it's going to be a hand-breaded, extra crispy chicken fillet on a buttery brioche bun,
Stop right there. That's fine.
and then the Colonel's Real mayo topped with 3 thick, crinkle-cut pickles.
I'd be taking those off.
Take those off?
I
Okay.
don't like pickles on sandwiches. I like
No?
pickles,
But not
but
on
I don't
sandwiches?
like them on sandwiches.
Not even hamburgers?
No, not even hamburgers.
Okay.
To me, they overpower the taste of everything else.
Okay. Well, at any rate, that's one of the features of Popeye sandwich as well as the pickle. But you can get this sandwich either spicy or classic. Now, it's not in KFCs all over the country right now, but they are test marketing it. They're trying it out at all of the Orlando, Florida locations right now. They have 15 locations there. They're trying it out there, test marketing it. If it goes well and people like it, you can probably expect to see it nationwide.
All right, very good. And as a dessert, you can have a Rice Krispies Treats donut.
Oh boy, where can we find that?
In a store, I guess. A creative way to eat cereal. It is shaped like a donut. So there you go. If you're looking for a way to get your kids to eat breakfast, it probably wouldn't be the most healthy, but the Rice Krispie Treats donuts include Rice Krispies, rainbow sprinkles, a glaze. There are 2 varieties, vanilla glaze and chocolate glaze. And each box has 6 donuts in it. Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah, let's go back to the oranges and the tangerine.
Well, there are many, many different methods for doing a lot of things in the kitchen, boiling eggs, baking potatoes, different ways to do all these things. One of those things is peeling garlic. There are tools for that. Some people use the garlic crusher thing, other people
Slam a knife down.
slam
on
a
it.
knife. I do that method because
Yep.
I learned that from watching the TV chefs. You
Yep,
take the,
exactly.
Yeah, you take the big chef's knife and lay it on its side and put it over the garlic and just smash it down real hard with your hand, and it does kind of smash it and pops the skin right off. Well, here's another method that it's apparently sweeping the internet. And it came from this woman, Nadia Hussein, who won a season of the Great British Baking Show. She has her
Oh.
own show now on Netflix called Nadia's Time to Eat. And she debuted this method, and everybody's talking about it now apparently, where you just take the cloves of garlic and put them in a bowl and pour some boiling water over them.
Whoa.
And it makes the skins fall off easily. Now, this person who was trying it out said that it worked on some of them, but not all of them. So it's not a perfect method, apparently. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
there's a trick to it, but some people, if you don't like it doing it any other way, you might want to try
Right.
that. I don't know.
Always something new.
Yep.
Got a recipe for us?
Yeah, this is going way back to our second cookbook, which came out in probably the mid '80s. But it's one of our classic
late 80s,
recipes on Listen to the Missus for Milky Way cake.
Oh,
Does that
yes.
sound good?
Oh, yes.
Milky Way cake,
We're getting you fat today, folks.
Yeah, we
except
are.
for the oranges and tangerines.
which we usually are. But anyway, this calls for 6 Milky Way bars, a cup of margarine or butter. I would probably use butter. 2 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, 2.5 cups of sifted flour, a half teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 cups of buttermilk, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a cup of chopped nuts. That's the cake. And then there's a topping that calls for another 3 Milky Way bars. When we say Milky Way cake, we're saying Milky Way. And then another stick of margarine or butter, a tablespoon of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a cup of confectioner's sugar. That part is the topping. What you do is melt your bars and a half cup of the margarine in a saucepan over low heat. You're going to beat the remaining margarine and sugar until fluffy. Add the eggs one at a time, and you want to beat well after each addition. Mix in the flour and the baking soda, and then the buttermilk. You beat until smooth. Then add the candy mixture and mix it well. Stir in the vanilla and nuts. You bake this in a tube pan, with the hole in it, like the Angel Food cake pan, 9-inch one for an hour at 350. Actually, an hour and 20 minutes. Make that an hour and 20 minutes at 350. You want to start testing it, though, after an hour. Make sure it doesn't overbake. You can also bake this in a 9x13 if you want, again, at 350 for 55 minutes. You can eat this as is, or you can add a topping, like another suggested topping is to melt Milky Way bars and Oleo as in the cake, and then add the rest, blend well, and spread over the cake. So
Yeah, I
you can
remember
play
that.
with that, but yummy.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of our Listen to the Missus podcast. You can always get in touch with us and tell them how.
Well, we have a Facebook page. Just look for Listen to the Missus on Facebook. You can message us there or find us on our page at WSGW.com. You'll find a Listen to the Missus page. Also, you can reach us by email. Ann at WSGW.com is mine.
Art Lewis at WSGW.com is mine. And we thank you for being with us today. We'll be back with another edition of our Listen to the Missus podcast soon. Bye-bye for now.